do in a straight line, another one, and you've got to fight it. These are very talented, I'd say, very brave riders going flat out. Here's Cornell de Villiers, little 200, good for 140 k's an hour, very effective and faster over this route, and as we say, than a lot of the 350s. The King is in the pits. The Dakar hero, second in Spain 2 weeks ago in the Baja. He's 4 minutes faster than anybody else at the end of his first lap. Ralph Pitchford is helping get Alfie out quickly. Of course, the motorcycles can refuel out on the loop every 60 kilometers. Boy, he wants to win. Alfie on a roll is really something to see. Off he goes. Our first starter today, number 330, Quinton Milton. That's at Connex Internet to Honda. Comes into his stop. He's just 2 minutes slower than Alfie. He lies second at the moment. Very organised pit, that one.
It's perfect. I'll get used to that.
Everybody's ready to go.
Blood.
Start it.
Something to drink. New goggles. On we go. And off goes that big Honda. That's Quinton Milton going out in the 250cc class. But the bikes are already catching up to the cars. They started nearly 2 hours in. That, in fact, is Tom Swift. He's had side shaft problems. Lance He comes in that big 4-stroke Yamaha, and he's got problems. Looking down the back wheel, they're trying to line something up there. There's Jade Goodside on the Connex Internet Honda. He also gets away in a hurry. They've got to be careful through the pits. And Errol Dalton on the big autopage cellular Honda prepares to depart. Another flyer, can you believe, 5th overall in that little 200, and that's Rian van Niekerk on the KTM. Right, so Dalton's on his way. He knows the route now, and he's starting to fly. He always likes to just to get to know where he's going, and then he starts to turn open the taps. So Rian van Niekerk, he's 8 minutes ahead of his teammate from Telnet, Jeff Volata. Of course, van Niekerk comes from the East Rand in Gauteng. Great little rider. And here are the big boys at speed. Alfie Cox on that 380 Natro Freight KTM. And Quinton Milton, the first, the 250, is hauling along as well. Actually, those are motocross bikes. You see, there's no lights on these ones as these races are run in daytime. And you've got to be so fit to ride these bikes, certainly in a motocross stage like this. The body takes a tremendous beating. You've got to stand, you've got to sit. Those handlebars are pounding away. You've got to hit all those bumps and ride it all. Well strapped up there, wear kidney belts and all the others. Second, the 250s, Clayton Enslin. He's on the Leaf Russell Campbell Racing. Quick as Alfie. Not as quick as Dalton at the moment, who's starting to close on the leaders. Now he's flying along on that big Honda. Sounds crisp as Ensign. No hope of winning the championship, but he's certainly in there and giving it a big try. Howling along. Third 250. Jade Goodside in the Connex Honda. Those bikes ready to go. Single cylinder water-cooled bikes. And here's the fastest on the course at the moment and closing on the leaders. Errol Dalton on that autopage cellular Honda. He is now second overall in this race. Darryl Curtis on the KTM, the championship leader, soon off to the 6 days in the Baja. As the winner comes home, the Chepiks, they've done it again. 370 k's of hard driving behind them. 4 out of 5 nationals. Wonderful racing by them.
Well, it was a great race. We started second this morning. There was dust, like unbelievable dust. So it took us 113 kilometers before we passed the first competitor, before we took the lead. And after that, we pretty much stayed in front, And but it was hard. There's a local guy, Greg Harvey here, who is going very well at the moment, and also I think he knows the terrain a little bit. So to fight against him was very difficult.
Reinicke and Houghton are the fastest of the super trucks, also production vehicles, come through in a slide. Wonderful victory there in that Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser.
Well done, man.
Ja, baie rowwe reis vergelyk omtrent met die dag van Afrika. Die verskil is net hierso moet jy van die Hood Go af moet jy ry. Want die afstand is so kort. Dis nie soos in die dag wat jy die eerste sal ek sê 500-600 kg sal ek stadig vat nie, maar jy moet net van die eerste oomblik af voluit gaan. So dis baie rof op die voertuig en op jouself ook. So en jy het geen ander keuse om van die voluit te ry nie.
You had to play a little bit safe, obviously, but you've had no choice, and sometimes you see there, you have a quiet moment of prayer, there's not going to be a puncture or something, and, odd guy puncture here, and the tyres worked very well today, and no puncture. I think that's one of our first clean runs this year, where we didn't put a foot out the car the whole day, and that's what you have to do nowadays, so we're very happy with that.
And Robin speaking highly of those Yokohama tyres. First success there for the Duplessis in a new car. Second in class behind the Chepiks is some going. And third, men who started first this morning, Greg Harvey and Boy Stone. 3 minutes behind Duplessis, a very, very good performance in the Castrol Gymco. And they probably would have won here today. Unfortunately, a few gremlins in the engine which set them back. But a third position there, very good finish. As we have John Weir Smith and Murray Hume, they're most happy with their fourth position. And leading the production standard trucks home, Hein Krobler and Charlie Volmans have been flying along, also with Yokohama tires. And here's a team that's going to be happy, the Botswana Land Cruiser. First win in their class after the Woolwich Pajero retired. And I just love that safety net. All A-class vehicles in the top 5, the Chepik's father and son team, convincing win there by 31 minutes, and the new car, the Duplessis, performed very well. Greg Harvey and Stone, the only car not with a Porsche engine, they of course got the Lexus 300 engine, Ware Smith and Hume, and then Ilman, the old team, with Franz Stangl in 5th spot. RP Reinicke, Robin Houghton, convincing win in that Castrol Toyota there, the 21 minutes ahead of Hein Krobler and Volmans in a Hilux bucky that absolutely flies along. Haasbroek wins Class D, the Birkins were second in Class E, and Cassie Coetzee and Piet Swanepoel were second in Class D. Those are the first 5 in the production vehicles. And the winner of the quads, well, Sonosoki Vickers van Deventer. He wins by 4 minutes despite his flu.
Het was de eerste keer in mijn leven dat ik redelijk gewerkt heb om te rijden. Ik heb lekker gereden, Brein en Baardenhoms het mij al mijn hel gegeven. Hij was voor geweest, ik heb hem weer gevangen. Maar ik denk ik griep het me onderuit, mij klaar. Het was erbij, ik wil niet veel organisaties erbij danken. En voor mijn borgen Jojo Tanks, Castrol, FMF en Gideon de Beer makelaars op lucht maar bij danken. Was het niet wel, was het niet mogelijk voor hem te kunnen rijden, bij danken.
John Craig Casella keeps his championship lead for the quads, came through to 2nd position. And not too far behind him was Paul Chomser. Hard to find his number on the other, it is L3 there, that one he comes from a talent. Have a look, Brendan Barnard, 180 Ks on those wheels. He had serious punctures on that machine. Doesn't phase him at all, comes through in 4th position. How can you ride with those wheels? They are so dented. Vickers van Deventer wins on the Jojo Tanks Castrol Yamaha. They're all Yamahas, these ones. John Craig Casella from Johannesburg Yamaha, Paul Chomsey from Natal, Brendan Bardenhoff, very good ride there in 4th spot, and Mark Breckel in 5th. And here he is, Alfie Cox, winning by 3 minutes on that Natro Freight KTM. He's won every single race this year. Been racing overseas and wherever he goes, he's just a major success story. Wonderful ride there by this Italian. And doing a frontie there, coming in, Errol Dalton fastest in this loop. He was catching Alfie not too far behind him. He comes through in the order page early on, and Clayton Ensign comes through in 3rd. And despite the rough territory, they hardly look like they've raised a sweat. Rian van Niekerk, 5th overall, brilliant, and the winner of the 200cc class. Alfie wins the open class, Clayton Ensign, the Kawasaki, the 250s, and Rian van Niekerk, the 200s, all brilliant rides. Now the competitors have just got 5 weeks to prepare for round 6 and the Caledon 400.